Aber es ist gut, dass es öfter Böller. Vielleicht hätten wir einfach viele Feuerwerkskörper oder so haben müssen. Ich weiß es nicht. Hätte es irgendwie mehr Erleuchtung für mich gegeben? Ich glaube nicht. Wenn du einen längeren Zeitraum spielst mit sehr vielen Unterbrechungen, ist es natürlich verdammt schwierig, bestimmte Gegenstände, die man hat, dann nochmal zuzuordnen. Das mit dem Rohr war klar, aber ich habe das Regenrohr vollkommen vergessen. Und wir haben mehrfach versucht, auch schon was mit dem Regenrohr zu machen, aber nicht das. Halt, da bin ich nicht hin.
My route to the well had me clambering over fallen tupelo trees and trudging through knee-deep water, lit only by moonlight and accompanied only by the overly curious critters of the bayou. But eventually, I found it. The swamp water was murky and dark. I wasn't going to find anything of interest in there. I looked down the well. I couldn't see the bottom. Perhaps the darkness concealed the next step of my treasure hunt, if I could find a way down into it. The rope looked like it could bear my weight, if only I could lower it into the well first.
Ah, da fehlt die Kugel.
I wanted to turn the pulley, but realized the handle was missing. Without a handle, I wasn't going to get the leverage to turn it.
Ja, das ist ja nun nicht das Problem.
The crank slid into the gear mechanism perfectly. I'd heard of throwing a coin down a well to make a wish, but never of throwing yourself down. I just had to hope a 30-year-old rope could still hold my weight.
Flup. Ich hab's gehabt.
With some luck, I found I'd landed on a metal platform jutting out into the hollow of the well. Clearly, I wasn't the first person to come down here, although the previous visitor might have arrived here more gracefully. I picked up the rope and the spindle it was attached to. Unless I planned on jumping even further down into the well, the alcove looked like the only route out. But as I ran my hands over the bumps in the darkness, I couldn't find anything but cold, wet stone. If there was something there, I'd need some illumination to find it. The light from a match was going to be too dim and too quick burning to properly examine what lay in the darkness. I needed to think bigger. I didn't need to tie that up. I needed to think of something else. Knowing how flammable the grease-soaked cotton would be, I wrapped it around the spindle to form a rudimentary torch.
Zum Glück hatten wir das alles schon. Also an Gegenständen.
I took the final match out of the matchbook, careful not to drop it onto the wet floor, and ignited the torch. The torch burned brightly, dancing light into the formerly dark alcove. And that's when I saw it. Hidden within the rock face was a small metal box with a button on it. I pressed the button and immediately heard the sound of sparking electricity, seemingly coming from within the rocks themselves. And then... the passageway meandered like a labyrinth through the underground rock. With each step, I felt more and more lost, and ready to turn back. Then up ahead, I saw a glimmer of light.
Warum geht das nicht? Oh nein! Nein, er ist schon wieder abgestürzt. Was ist denn hier los? Also, nicht abgestürzt, das Spiel. Och komm, Spiel. Hier, es geht keiner der Punkte. Oh, wehe, du hast dich gespeichert. Wehe, du. Warum verdiente ich denn einen legendären Erfolg und der ist noch nicht sichtbar? Kacke. So. Oh, immerhin. Ich wollte doch bloß speichern. Es geht nicht. Oh, oh. Ich habe wahrscheinlich zu viele Speicherstände. Das wäre doof. Das wäre sehr doof. Speicher voll, ja. Kann gut möglich sein.
I looked into the chasm, but all I could see were jagged rocks, darkness, and numerous health and safety concerns.
Ich kann keinen Menüpunkt mehr ansteuern. Also wenn ich jetzt hier... will es eigentlich gar nicht machen. Wenn ich jetzt diesen mache... Jetzt geht's. Vielleicht muss ich... Guck mal hier. Dann darf das Spiel das nicht zulassen. Verstehst du? Das ist so... Ja, da was schon wieder los ist hier. Ja.
The top of the stairs appeared to be a dead end, but the wooden board blocking my way and the muffled sounds of electricity suggested there was more to this passageway than met the eye. I placed my hands on the obstruction and pushed. I emerged into a dimly lit office that seemed to have been taken over by frighteningly active machinery, and from the familiar groaning of wood, I realized where I was. Scrawls looked like the writings of a madman. I could identify words in Latin and strange occult symbols, but pieced together, they looked like they'd only have meaning to their author. It didn't feel right pulling the dagger from the skeleton. I solved your treasure hunt, Cecil. I hope you don't mind me taking this as my reward.
Murphy McCullen, you will pay for your insolence.
I have the third key now, Rackham. The treasure doesn't belong to you. I will get to the Bellemore treasure before you.
Do you think this is a game, Murphy McCullen?
Ja, ist ein Spiel.
You are toying with things beyond your understanding.
I think you're just nervous that I'm closer to finding the treasure than you are.
I will not be defeated by a mere mortal. Even if you claim the treasure, I will haunt you to the ends of the earth. There will be no escape from the terror and misery I will bring down upon you. Each time you sleep, I will turn your every dream into an unending nightmare.
I've survived your attempts to kill me twice now, Rackham. Maybe you're not as powerful as you think you are.
Even with the 3 keys, do you really think you can beat me to the treasure, Murphy? You are a mortal. I am an all-powerful spirit. I have looked upon the face of death, and still I remain here. Now it's time for you to look upon death too. Just as Cecil Bellemore's blood poured from his body, so shall yours.
Ach, guck an.
Rackham's telekinetic powers had dropped me onto the mill's conveyor belt. My wrists and ankles now tied with the same wire that was strewn about the mill. But at least the buzzsaw wasn't on.
Ja.
And then it got even worse. With inches to spare, the belt snagged on the warping wooden frame and gave me a chance of escape, acutely aware that it could catch again any moment and send me hurtling into the spinning blade. With my hands and feet bound, I couldn't reach my belongings. Carefully, I held the wire wrapped around my wrists against the spinning blade. It cut through them like butter, just like it would do to me if I couldn't get my ankles free. With seconds left, I hacked into the wires with the scissors and just managed to cut through them. With my legs free, I swung myself off the conveyor belt. I'd survived being cut in half, and now I had Cecil's key. That was it. All 3 skeleton keys. Now it was time to open the vault.
So, wenn ich jetzt speichere. Oh. Ja, ich speichere alle 5 Minuten. Ich habe gelernt in den letzten 30 Jahren.
I placed the 3rd key into the mantelpiece and immediately heard a click.
Hätte ich das nicht einfach einschlagen können, dann wäre ich auch durch gewesen. Okay, dann wäre
I
es
didn't
nicht
know
angegangen.
what exactly I was going to discover beneath the house, but it was time to find out.
I wouldn't go down there if I were you.
This is the only way to save everyone in the house. I need to see what's down there.
A cry for help will make no sound, with secrets deep below the ground. Dare he walk into the black, for once he's in, he won't come back.
Teil 4, der Sargstein.
The staircase coiled down and down beneath the house, carved out of the very rock the house sat on. Lit only by flickering lanterns, I worked my way towards the green glow beckoning me at the end of the tunnel. Finally passing through the frame of a large metal door and into the Bellemore vault. That must have been the treasure coffin. The same one the Bellemore brothers traded for in the Caribbean, and that meant I had a pretty good guess what was inside, if I could find a way to reach it. There didn't appear to be a way to operate the crane. I didn't want to lock myself in.
Nicht. Der als Geister nicht durchgehen könnten?
I reached down to the hand wheel and pulled it from the glowing water, careful not to splash any on myself. Decades of exposure to the coffin stone had turned the water green with cursed energy, just like the spirit water in Moray's riverboat. I didn't want to put my hand in it.
Brauchst du ja nicht, wir können das hier reinpacken.
The bottle I was carrying would be a better choice for that. I didn't need to keep it hot or cold.
Okay.
The entire vault.
Entschuldigung, so.
It was a soda bottle that I'd filled up with eerie green water from the vault. The hand wheel slotted perfectly onto the axle of the crane. With the hand wheel reattached, I could now operate the crane.
Okay.
As I peered into the coffin, I saw for the first time the cursed artifact that had caused all of this, the coffin stone. Its surface is black as brimstone, each crack faceted like an emerald. Simultaneously beautiful and terrifying.
And so the elusive artifact is found.
Rackham, you've lost. I found the coffin stone before you. Your plan has failed.
Congratulations, Murphy McCallan. But now I think it's time you hand it over to me.
I'll never give it to you.
Give it to me, or die.
You've attempted to kill me 3 times now, and every time you've failed. You don't scare me anymore.
Yes. How convenient that you managed to escape 3 times. Such failure on my part would be terribly embarrassing. It's almost as though it was planned that way.
Planned?
Could perhaps the perpetual threat of an evil phantom have motivated you to quicken your pace in finding the coffin stone? Without a demonstration of the threat, you might well have walked away. But you did exactly as I wanted. My powers outside this house may have been constrained to mere projections, and yet everything I needed was accomplished by you.
You wanted me to find the stone?
Now the foolish mortal understands. And just as you hold something valuable to me, I hold something that is valuable to you.
Abigail, are you okay?
I'm afraid she's very much under my spell again, McCallan. And for the final time, too. Her final struggle to escape the spell. All that energy she spent to warn you, wasted on someone as worthless as you. Now, because of it, she's trapped forever.
I'll save her.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
I'll use the coffin stone to save her.
You know nothing about the stone, McCallan. Do you even know how to use its powers?
I know enough to not let you have it.
Let me tell you the final piece of the puzzle. The Bellemore treasure will belong to me. For years, I have studied and mastered powers beyond anything you could know. I deserve that stone. But as you've come to learn, Murphy McCallan, this magical artifact has one important rule. It will only work for its rightful owner. It cannot be stolen. It can only be bought or traded or inherited.
Ich bin
I
Erbe.
knew the Bellemores would never sell or trade it to me of their own volition. But if I were to marry Abigail, all our worldly goods would become one another's. If she inherited the entire Bellemore estate. Perhaps I underestimated her infatuation with that sailor. The need to look into the eyes of her true love as she vows I do. But tonight, it's time to perform the wedding again, and if she needs to gaze into her true love's eyes to go through with it, this time I will make that happen. Don't you remember yet, Murphy? Only you could be lured to the island. Only you could summon the spirits of the house. Only you heard the call of the treasure within. You've been here before.
Walking through the port town of Deadnettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank.
I know what your mind sees when your eyelids close. Tell me, Murphy, what do you dream of?
I've been dreaming about this treasure since I first read about it. It's like it's calling for me to find it.
It's like it can infect your dreams.
Even without lights on, it felt like something inside the house was calling me, or warning me.
I suppose fate will always bring two soulmates together, even when they least
Wir sind der
expect it.
Seemann.
It's very rare for someone to come back from the other side. It can happen.
And Murphy, this ghost story, now it's your story too.
You came back.
You were the sailor, Murphy McCallan. Welcome home.
I felt like I was falling through every memory of my life. And then every memory of the life I once lived, the realization crystallizing in my mind like a flash of lightning. I was the sailor. I remembered everything. An entire relationship coursing through my mind in seconds. And the tragic way it ended. But I'd come back for her. Abigail, you don't have to marry him. I remember. I loved you. I still love you.
It's too late, McCallan. She's my bride to be now.
She broke free of the spell the last time you tried to make her say I do. She'll do it again. It's me she wants to marry.
You're right about that. This time, it'll be your eyes she sees before her. I promised you death, Murphy, and I intend to deliver. For 33 years, I was trapped in this house. Now you'll be trapped here for eternity. Such a feeble vessel, but I'll have to make do. Do excuse me, Mr. McCallan. I have a wedding I'm running frightfully late for, and I'd just die if I missed it.
And that's how I died. My body torn from its spirit, and then possessed by Rackham for his evil ends. All those times I'd read about the ghosts of Bellemore Manor, and now I was one of them. But just like those ghosts, death wouldn't be the end for me. If I could escape the vault.
Chapeau, chapeau, chapeau.
In taking my body, Rackham had also taken all the belongings I'd collected. I wondered what he'd done with them.
Das ist ein Plot-Twist, den ich nicht erwartet hatte. Und ja, das ist wie bei The Sixth Sense. Es wurde alles vorher gesagt. Krass. Cool.
Looking back into the treasure coffin, I found it now contained all the items I'd collected on my adventure. I gathered up all the belongings I'd been carrying. Rackham might not see their purpose, but if they'd helped me out once, they might be useful again. Decades of exposure to the coffin stone had turned the water green with cursed energy, just like the spirit water in Moray's riverboat. I didn't want to put my hand in it. The hook was lowered as far as it could go.
Ja, ich will schon, was wir machen. Wir bauen die Kette daran und ziehen mit dem Kran.
The hook hung out of reach. I'd once won a wooden whistle in a lasso game at the county fair. Now it was time to play the game with a little more on the line. I attached the heavy metal hook to the handle on the door. Well, I hope that holds. turned the handwheel, pulling the chain taut, but the vault door remained secure in its frame. It must have still been attached somehow. I didn't know what strange effects the spirit water had, but getting through metal hinges wasn't one of them.
Oha.
The auger wasn't strong enough to get through the reinforced hinges on the vault door. There was nothing on the hinges for the pliers to get purchase on. A pair of hinges attached the vault door to its frame. I tried with all my might to open the vault door, but with no luck. It had been locked from the other side. I didn't need to tie that up. I may not have been able to get through the vault door with brute force, but I could certainly make an impact on its hinges.
So, dann Tür aufwärts. Naja, immerhin hat's Platsch gemacht.
The vault door went crashing into the spirit water below, and in doing so gave me my escape route.